You're so much deeper when you quit playing charades. Yeah. You act so cool, but underneath you seem afraid. There's something sweet about your eyes when you feel safe. Yeah. But you keep running away. Owe it to yourself to dare. Just try to open up and show someone you care. It might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love.
Come on, break!
Welcome to day 2 here in Denmark. Herning hosting the Championship 2024. Myself, Hannah Pendlebury, alongside between OTSO and Örebro of Sweden. And how are you feeling about this matchup, Ravi?
Going to be a great matchup. These are both two Scandinavian powerhouses. Scandinavians love to play there indoors. Both teams have done really well this tournament, but had a bit of an unfortunate one in the semifinals. They're both undefeated going in. Also going down to Kemmersheim in a rematch against the Germans. Örebro having to face the Mooncatchers. Everybody knew were the favorites going here, but both these teams are super strong. They love to throw blades. It's going to be a great matchup. Interesting part of this matchup, it's a tale of two different generations. The Örebro team, very young team, lots of youth energy coming out of Sweden. Also, completely masters team. They're all over 33, some of them quite a bit over 33, but still really know how to play this indoor game. So I'm very much looking forward to this to see how these two different teams match up against each other. Sweden versus Finland, going to be great.
It really is, Ravi, and I think it's going to be a really interesting test of my personal theory of the winning formula for indoors. You have to be within a certain banding of athletic ability, certainly to make these big plays and on defense in particular. However, my strongly held belief is that at the top end of the championship bracket, the big difference maker will be the number of errors that you make in your decision making. And so the wisdom and the experience from OTSO, will that come to the fore? KFUM had a very, very difficult semi-final against Mooncatchers. I think in the early stages it was fair to say their decision-making was not great. They had some moments, but of course that was under some very, very intense athletic pressure.
I think that'll be the tale for OTSO here. OTSO's a team who, if their offense is on and clicking and they're not making mistakes, they can compete with anyone here. Their defense, as I said, their masters team, is not the strongest. So they need their offense to be almost perfect to win a game like this, and then maybe cross over a few stars to try and make a break or two happen. But Örebro might have a little bit more cushion because they have more athletes. They can maybe get a few more breaks than OTSO would be able to. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. We do see that Örebro is going to start here on offense, OTSO on defense. So that's another disadvantage OTSO is going to have to work with, because in this indoor format, getting those breaks against these teams is just so, so difficult.
Yeah, it is indeed the very intense challenge, but the teams have been rising to it. There have been lots of games that have had swings of momentums, little kind of, rolls of breaks. But we'll see how this one develops from Örebro starting on offense, getting things underway. See number Bergholm there in that 70 shirt. Certainly able to expand up the pitch. Good spacing from the Swedes to begin. Grinding under. Bergholm back. To Sved. Low inside backhand, but scooped up. Bidem. Buddy now looking for that up line. They're happy to throw the negative yardage to retain possession. Foul call on the mark.
A little bit of a clatter there between Vuorio and Biren. OTSO's defense here actually doing a phenomenal job of preventing what Örebro wants, forcing lots and lots of swings.
Things starting to slow in pace now. Again, really relying on these break around swings. Not so happy to be a little bit soft on those. Big scuba to open it up, and there go the delicate hands of Adam Blomgren. And the first goal on the board for KFUM.
Really, really good point there, 16 passes, but Örebro managing to get the score in the end. For a while there, they were just playing like an outdoors team, swinging it back and forth with flat backhands, waiting for the moment to strike with that scuba. Eventually beautifully done, put perfectly into space, nowhere the defender could get to, and Örebro make a clean hold to start things off 1-0.
So now the Finns' turn to show us what they can do. Will it indeed be a perfect offense that's clicking and humming? Somebody coming underneath to start us off. Watch out for those fiery ginger hair and fiery plays to match. Little hop. Being pinned to the far sideline. But just like their Swedish opponents, happy to reset and take those negative yards. Oh, that's a lovely lead, but it's going to be a bit too much spice on it. Just sails over the head of the intended target, and that's going to be our first turnover of the match.
Uncharacteristic stuff from Sandbro here, the star of this team. Just a little bit overshot there on that blade. Let's see if Örebro can capitalize and get an early break.
Big poach off is taken to Svein. Oh, and it's going to be a full pitch stretch. Right onto the back corner, just about slows down to avoid, but there is a pick call.
No, that's a goal.
Oh, no,
that's a goal call. Just checking in on some contact, making sure everybody's happy. Sandbro talking to his opponent there, but great throw, great catch. Look at this presence of mind to catch it within that back corner. This is not an easy one to make, and not to kill yourself on the concrete back there on the seats. So Örebro draw blood first. And interesting to note that these two teams faced each other 4 years ago in the bronze medal match, where Örebro got the better of them after OTSO had beat them in pool play. So these two teams know each other pretty well, though from what I'm told, this Örebro team is a bit different, a little younger than the team that came 4 years ago. Whereas the OTSO team, basically the same.
Well, Örebro do like those big full pitch charges. Saw them used time and time again, but now one of OTSO's own, Sandberg, into that front corner. Slightly better weighted to preserve the integrity of your own players. If you throw it into those deep spaces, right hitting that back cone of the end zone, you see those near collisions, but that one pretty much dead on the money.
Two well-known stars there, Jarno Sivo and Tommy Sambura, matching up there for that goal. Jarno, an incredible thrower. Tommy, definitely the best cutter on this OTSO side. The score's 2-1 here, Hannah. We'll see if OTSO can apply some pressure to get that break back, or if Örebro's going to score clean one more time.
Svad getting us underway. From trying to find their reset, a little bit of double cutting, big poach off of Buddy. Waiting for their opportunities to develop. Coming in. Interesting choice for having the players all of us, or a horizontal stack-up line. Örebro just playing a game of catch with each other. There, though, comes the spicy blade, just about toes it in again. Another big, expansive shot from KFUM gives the goal to Adam Blomgren.
Great stuff there from Örebro. as they capitalize on this slight opportunity that they gave them. Just the narrowest of margins, they're able to punch them in. Very impressive side here, this Örebro. It'll be interesting to see what OTSO can do. Like I said, their defense is not, they're good positionally, they're very smart, but can they get the block? It'll usually take the likes of Sandro or Erkan Nini to come over to apply that pressure. We'll see if they can do that maybe at the end of this half or at the going to the later stages of the game. But right now, Örebro looking comfortable.
So our first out-of-bounds pull of this match. And starting from the brick mark, somebody the first pass. Just sneaking away the isolation. Nini, and into the waiting chest of Tokuvainen.
You see OTSO, when their offense is firing, it's just so hard to stop. Once they open something up, you see here Sandra makes that little inside pass, and then Nini just has the easy continuation. They know each other so well, know how to time the placement. It wasn't even really a cut, just knew where to be to make that easy score from Nini.
It does seem like there is more kind of a set playbook and format for OTSO. Certainly a lot of the Örebro players will have known each other going up through sort of the juniors scene. They seem to have a more flow and flexible style. And another out-of-bounds pull. Do you think it's more or less advantageous to be fielding the pull from the brick mark indoors?
Then getting, well, it depends how slow the pull can be. If you can get a slow pull deep into the end zone, that's the best for defense.
Solid match coverage, but again, OTSO giving KFUM these big swings around, just trying to test the patience of the young side. Oh, a casual little dish. Tries to then race away to the end zone, but a very smart poach from Keenan. Now a little, again, very casual backhand slicing through. There's a little moment of hesitation in the mind there for the defenders. Looked like he was thinking about what had just happened, but no contest on that one, and another goal for KFUM.
Adam Blomgren here, the star of that point for sure, the young 22-year-old. He had a really good catch. You see him there on the score, but even earlier than that, where he had to really work on his footwork. He was running full speed, but still had to make sure that he maintained the disc inside the field. Impressive stuff from the youngster.
So, OTSO, silky smooth hammer. And another, so a two-pass goal for the Finns, making it look very easy indeed.
First score on the board there for Lassi Kallio from OTSO, who was an incredible force in the semifinal against Kemmerheim yesterday. Always fighting himself in the end zone. Every time he likes to field the pull, throw the first pass, and then run deep. Somehow players don't expect him to do that, even though he does it time and time again.
It's very impressive efficiency of the offenses in this game so far, Ravi. We're already 7 points in and just 10 minutes expired. So the pace is certainly not dragging. Sverd starting us off. Inside. Continue to have those easy options with the bigger swings. Bergholm pops back. There is the space in the end zone and the separation upfield. Oscar Wulain with the goal.
What a blade there from Bjørn Devalen. Incredible stuff. Look at that. He had to really step around almost into the stands to put that one in the right spot, and then it's just perfect on the money. Easy for Oscar Wulain to reel it in. Great stuff from Örebro. I do have to give my shout-out, though, to OTSO's defense there. I actually think OTSO's playing better defense so far this game, making things a lot more difficult for Örebro. The only turn that OTSO's made was an unforced error. Other than that, I think they're having their way with this Örebro defense.
They do have a little bit more vitality, which is interesting considering the age difference that we already noted.
Age ain't nothing but a number, Hannah.
Especially indoors, it's a shorter game, much smaller field. Oh, and that's a silky hammer again. Really nice stuff. Asi Kallio with the assist.
The connections there, Kallio, Nini, Sambor, and Shivo. This OTSO O-line is so packed with talent. Look at Kallio, doesn't hesitate, immediately puts the hammer because Nini knew exactly how to time his cut perfectly into that opposite corner because he knows that Kallio has that throw. It's really, really pleasurable to watch these OTSO guys play. And Hannah, a little bit of a preview for later today, as this is Espoo from Finland versus Örebro from Sweden. We're going to see that same matchup in the women's gold medal match between Atletico and Örebro, I believe at 1:30 p.m.
We certainly are, of course.
And we'll see the Swedes and the Finns, who's going to get the first game out of the two.
Well, at the moment, it really is just toe-to-toe. The Swedes, that one break up from the early costly error. Oh, but now it's becoming a little bit of a game of throws. A delicate catch above the head, high and strong, reeled in. Johan Beerdem.
It looked like Bjorn, if you look here, it almost looked like he misread it and went too far forward, but kind of leans back into that catch. Impressive presence of mind. We see there the Örebro women cheering on their boys because, of course, they have the nice late start today, given that they made themselves into the gold medal match.
Well, it wasn't the easiest route through. So many of the teams that are in the top of the championship bracket have conceded losses throughout the course of this tournament, which just shows the quality of all of the divisions here. We love to see it. A little bit of point and shoot there. Somebody coming underneath and lousing one to the end zone, but that's again too much spice on it. Another throwing error for OTSO gives a second break opportunity here.
And it's the second error for Sambor. He's the second person. He's had the only 2 turnovers of the game with blades that just haven't been locked in. If I was him, I'd rather have him as a cutting presence than a throwing presence with how he's playing right now.
A bit of bumping on the mark, but all acceptable. Andersson pops and looks to strike deep, but Ansmeyer now. Andersson. Now Salin. Solid lefty scuba. I agree with you, Ravi. The defense being played by OTSO in this game is very intelligent and very intense. Good switching as well. Making sure that poach off, that bracketing in the end zone is available. Somebody taking on the main threats. Andersson on the far sideline now opens up that lefty hammer. Such a difficult throw to stop with lefty hammers indoors. And that is going to pay off for another Örebro break.
Another Örebro break off another Sambor error. 7-4. The score now is OTSO call a timeout. It's interesting. The defense that OTSO is playing is so intelligent and so good, but they're not yet able to get a block. And the question is, the hope is that eventually Örebro will make a mistake. So far, they haven't done it. We'll take a quick break here. We'll be right back for this bronze medal game. Don't go anywhere.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my! Somehow they do it!
First half continues here in Herning for the Open Division bronze medal matchup between KFUM Örebro, who lead 2 breaks over OTSO, the Finns and the Swedes. very familiar opponents. And it's a hammer straight out of the blocks from the hands. Kallio. Siua. Looking for opportunities. This is much tighter defense from Örebro. OTSO not being able to get their A-game options. Sandberg, who may have had his license to shoot revoked at this stage in the game. Of course, not to pick on him, but he's got big shoulders. He's such a talented athlete, responsible for both of the turnovers so far in this game. Siua puts one up line. Oh, that's a lovely, delicate forehand throw, and I think that might have been an open side goal.
It's tough to say exactly where the force was there. It's either open side or his mark was just nowhere to be found. But the defense was caught unawares, and Sambura there doing what he does best, scoring goals, 7-5. They keep it a bit close, but they're going to have to find a way to get turnovers because this Örebro offense has been perfect over 7 points. It's taken a lot of passes, but they manage to score every time. They're still not crossing too many people over onto defense yet, are this OTSO squad, but I think they're going to have to do that if they want to generate turnovers.
So Örebro thinking about the deep space, but that's very well covered by Kynunen. Again, the match coverage of OTSO really trying to stifle the options downfield. The flow is still there though. Edom, travel call, just steps back. Oh, that's a very big hammer. And that was very low blades. Not the traditional style, but it pays off. The pace on some of those passes really starting to rise. I wonder if that's maybe a little bit of an indication of frustration here, Avi.
It's still incredible stuff there from Örebro. Adam Blomgren catching this low blade here. I thought that was going to hit the ground, but Blomgren catches it. Doesn't even have to go down for it. Clap catches that one right above the ground and throws the nice easy blade into the end zone for Biren. Again, also doing really good job defensively to force a lot of passes, but how are they going to get the turn?
I don't know, maybe they need to start taking some calculated risks, Ravi, trying to bait some things. Oh, exactly like that. The risk taken by Andersson, peeling off the matchup, trying to cause mischief in the center pitch. Oh, slicey inside, Blake, just a soft one into the end zone, and that will be the goal for Nini.
That's 8-6 now. Score. Örebro need one more point to take half. Again, this is the game to 17, not to 15, as we're used to if you watch a lot of outdoors.
Well, it's traditional style. Back in the day, we used to play our outdoor at the European level to 17 points.
Wifdiff used to do that. I think it was around 20, I think in 2014, Lecco was still 17. Around a bit after that, they switched to 15.
I'm sure with the level of veteran players represented out here for the Finns, there'll be some veteran players watching at home. If you've got that knowledge in your brain, put it in the live chat. Feel free. I'd love it to have you all alongside with us. Bergholm takes that swing. Nice flow across. A little bit of hesitation, some clustering. But good communication. Svärd now. William. Again, lots of options available if he turns and looks for them. Björn. Oh, that's a lovely bit of vision. Oh, but the confusion, just waving his magical wand around goes Sandberg.
And what did I say? If they want to get the turn, you got to bring Sandberg over. It's the only way. And there, he just puts enough pressure on to block the vision a little bit, and now OTSO have a chance for their first break.
So can they make the most of the opportunity, grinding into the small spaces up the far sideline? Oh, and grinding that one as well. I'm not sure that was necessarily intended for Samperi, but he'll catch it anyway and redeem his record a little bit to put that break on the board for OTSO. They still trail 1 to their opponents, but that will be enough to keep this first half dream alive.
The underutilized interception score OTSO employing there, where you steal it from your own player. Because I think you're right here. If we look, you can't see off screen, but I think that blading pass was, well, but Biren was there. I think Sunburn had to catch that one. Hard to say if he was the intended receiver or not, but they did get the break, and they're not crossing anyone over now. I would have maybe tried to put Nini on if I was OTSO, but let's see if the standard D-line can get a break of their own without Samber on the fields. Örebro not making many subs to their O-line. This is still standard stuff. Beer and Blomer. And actually Anderson, number 66, typical D player, is out now after they got broken.
So just, again, the style of this KFUM Örebro, lots of resets. Beeren. Happy to take the negative yards, happy to just hold it. The clock doesn't need to be thought about right now. Still 20 minutes of action left. Andersson. Not really much movement now downfield though.
Anderson has such an interesting backhand form. It's something weird about it. I think he just doesn't really move his arm at all. It's just a wrist flick. It's worked out, but it's definitely non-conventional. Discussion on the field here about something.
I'm going to go with the contested stall out. There was a lot of lack of movement upfield for quite some time.
I think it would have been a quick 8 seconds, but sometimes that happens here. Stall is to 8, by the way. People who are watching at home, used to watching outdoors.
And if you've never watched a game of Ultimate before, welcome.
I did see a stall out hand signal. I think you were right, Hannah.
Yep.
That's what's going on, and it is contested.
If you're completely unfamiliar with that rule, you do have 8 seconds to throw the disc. That's what we talk about when it's a stall count. It's just the jargon we use for it.
So the stall's going to come in on 6. Anderson will have 2 seconds now to get the disc off.
And the shunt. Again, so it's an action replay of the throw we basically had just a moment ago. But sometimes you've got to do it twice. Oh, that's slightly dangerous territory for the Swedes. This is fantastic match defense from OTSO. Really, really clever. Now, we see a little bit of a cycling, but nobody now at all stretching the space deep. But didn't they frustrate it? Going to have to play a little bit of catch-up, and just about by the skin of their teeth come away with that one, but that looked very risky. Adam Blomgren did not know that was coming and had to play the catch-up, but look at the speed.
He changed direction right as that throw went up. He was ready to make a totally different cut, but even with the miscommunication, he's able to catch up. That's an incredible catch from Adam Blomgren. Like I'd like to say sometimes, even when they're bad, they're good. Örebro take half 9-7 over OTSO.
Well, it's still very much an undecided game, so you're going to have to stick around to find out how the second half will develop. KFUM leading 9-7 over OTSO.
Have you seen our VO streams? Do you know that VO cameras are built for more tactical team sport analysis? The inbuilt tracking technology allows you to see the game in finer detail. That's why teams are already using it, and ULTI.TV and EUF are teaming up to help you join VO. Contact EUF administration to get more details.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, OTSO.TV, the best in the world.
become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
As the whistle blows for timeout over, the bronze medal match continuing in the second half here. KFUM Örebro 1 break up over their opponents, OTSO from Finland. It's been 3 breaks total in this game, but the advantage now looks to be leveled out a little bit with OTSO starting on offense to begin this second half. Nini coming underneath. Oh, and there's a little bit of a soft defense that just puts enough pressure and a short field turnover. This will be a really big moment for Örebro if they can pop it in. Taking the easy passes. Svein working around the back with Ek, who is wearing Ungegård's shirt. He missed out on the kit order, but it's a pretty nice jersey to be wearing, and that's a pretty nice way to score. Just a quite a slow and soft blade directly into the midst of Gustav Robertsson, and that will do to get another break. So that's 4 breaks total in this game, 3 of them for the Swedes and only 1 for the Finns.
There we see the sneaky jump in by Ek, incredible defensive play. The first turnover of this game that Tommy Salmgren was not involved in, as he got the D on Örebro, and he also was involved in 2 unforced errors for OTSO's side. But yeah, Andreas Ek there getting the defensive play, really coming through strong for Örebro to get themselves a break to start the half.
And a big moment, because I don't really remember seeing him on the pitch much, if at all, in the first half of this game. So a secret weapon coming out, but no secrets there. Again, OTSO making a very rapid counter response on their offense. And if they can keep making the offense happen, Ravi, like they did in the first half, very, very swiftly, that will also open up the opportunity, which you've already mentioned, for those O-line players to pull across to the D-line and make the turnovers happen.
The question is, when do you make that switch? If you wait too long, could be a problem. If you do it too early, you could tie your O players up. But I think Nini and Samberna are going to have to get involved on the D-line if OTSO's going to want to come back into this game.
Well, it's an interesting format here because it's all about your clock management. You've got about just under 15 minutes left, quarter of an hour in the game. But if it's within 3 when time expires, then the game could stretch on an extra sort of 20 minutes or so. That's going to be another fantastic catch for Bearden. And another lustrous blade. This one just shy of the goal. Blomgren, undercooks that one, just corkscrews out of his hand. And OTSO here with a chance to break back. Hotari. Foul off the disc.
This is a great opportunity for OTSO. If they can punch in a break without crossing Sambura and Nini in, that means they can rest them for even more points later on. Now we'll have to see Hotari, the veteran, probably drive this OTSO D-line offense. You see the call there. It's an uncontested foul, but I think they're happy to get the disc in Hotari's hands again.
Lots of fakes from Hotari. Initiates the reset. It's going to have to just chuck it and see. Oh, that is a gorgeous break side throw, though, on a high stall count. You can see the body language of the defenders, but that is a big moment. OTSO getting that much-needed break and bringing themselves ever closer to their Swedish opponents.
Ronnie Hotari with his 2nd assist of this game. He's involved in both break points. You see there the just unforced error on the dump pass from Ludwig Bergholm. And here there was really just nothing open, and this was really just put it to the back corner and hope. Luckily, Patrick Patrikas delivered, reeled it in for OTSO, and they're within 1, Hannah. This got a game here for this bronze medal match.
Oh, well, you were saying at breakfast this morning, Ravi, this might be the best open game we get to see in terms of competitive nature. Although that's no slouch to any of the opponents who'll be fighting for that gold medal match later on today. Of course, we'll be bringing you that one. Bearden. Oh, that's a lovely forehand A little bit of toe work. I think that was good, Ravi. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a goal. You saw him immediately. Tuukka Vanhanen, the OTSO player on the sideline, signaled goal. It was great footwork. 11-9, the score. KFUM over OTSO. Just about 11 minutes left in this game, Hannah. I think we're going to go to cap here at some point. Though sometimes these points come efficiently and quick, so maybe they'll get to 17.
It has been relatively efficient. I would say if we're within sort of, you know, quite a close scoreline at the end, this could drag out. So we'll start to see those power lines indeed being played. Quickly get through to somebody. A little bit high. Samba doesn't like what he sees on the open side in the end zone. Oh, that's a big love. Hammer again to the break side. I'm not sure if it's a force middle that the Swedes are using or a forehand force, but at the moment, OTSO very happy to hit those hammers into that back corner.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think they'd be better to go the other way as Samba has made his errors on the blades. So if you force that to be their break option, maybe you'll be more likely to get a turn. With the hammer, he seems to be doing quite well as he puts it right into Vanhanen for the score. Vanhanen's going to come right back out here on D.
So, got it home looking around for options. Again, the speed on Johan Beerdem is really good at making those last moments of catch up just to secure those swing passes. I love watching these nations play on indoors. It's like they were born to catch these, but that one was born of no goal. Roni Hotari, not sure he's even the original matchup, peels off and gets the block.
That's just veteran movement from Hotari. He knew exactly what Örebro was looking for. Comes up, makes the play over the younger Bergholm, and now also have a chance to tie it up.
Well, we have no skin in the game, no bias in our booth. We just want it to be as intense as is possible. And OTSO, well-deserved, fantastic defense all game, and they exploit the expanded upfield space. And that's going to be a sliding goal. The number 5, Kramer, brings it in.
That's the third break for OTSO and the third assist for Roni Hotari. He is involved in every single assist that this D-line puts together. But this one, you got to give credit to Ilkka Ramo for making that catch. Hotari did not make it easy for him. Ramo had to go to the ground, keep himself in bounds, but he managed to do it, and we're at 11-11. Örebro is going to take a timeout here to see if they can settle themselves. We'll settle ourselves, but don't go anywhere. We're going to conclude this bronze medal match just after this.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
Second half is tightening up here. Both teams in the open division bronze medal matchup starting to turn the screws. OTSO just snagged themselves another break, their second of this half.
3 breaks to 3, but now Örebro still has the advantage if they trade out.
Yeah, trading up at the moment are the boys in blue. The youngsters versus the masters of this indoor format. All clustered together, a little bit extra nos required for Bergholm to put that one in. Beerdem squeezes it out to Blomgren. Nice communication now from the pack of players. Keeping it simple. Waiting for their moment to flash up pitch. Oh, a hand block, but rescued just about hugely from Bergholm, and that's going to be called back, I think, on a foul.
Well, there's some discussion about it. got his hand through there. Did it release out of his hands or not? Let's see if we can see that on the replay. There's the amazing catch first. Now let's see the run around. Sticks his hand out. I think the disc was still in his hands. That's a valid foul call. Disc is going to stay in the hands of Ludwig Bergholm.
And also technically illegal marking. That's two players marking the same individual. You've got the force in front. And Patrick Petrukas, like, that's a double team.
Yeah, it's always tricky. There was the person in those spot, but you have to be covering that person. This other hand block coming in is such a difficult one because it's actually, there's not a foul, there's only a double team. There's nothing you can call after the turnover is made. This has been a discussion over the past year as to how WIFDIF can change the rules to allow us to call something when this happens. But here I think it was also a foul on the mark, so it's a little easier to call anyways.
Yeah, you can see that. It kind of actively is putting that arm down and into the pack. But it's not how it looks to us. It's how it is on the pitch, and it's going to be a contested foul. So the score will remain the same, but I think it was fairly early on. OTSO looking hungry for a defensive block and putting Örebro under lots of pressure. That's a little low, but all fine. Robertson able to have the time to adjust. Wonderful to see these teams pushing each other to achieve their very best. That's a lovely little bit of find on this near side. Willian. Robertson. Looking a little lost for options. Oh, and the footwork there, just the presence of mind to get airborne, to make the catch and land in the end zone. Bergholm holds on, and KFUM continue to trade ahead.
Bergholm, the hero of that point, making that incredible grab and getting the goal for himself. Amazing point from him.
Well, he received possibly my favorite throw of this entire tournament in the semi-finals against Mooncatchers, where we just had an entire pitch length, almost an outdoor Huck-style throw indoors that he laid out for. So he's not a stranger to hitting the deck.
There you see him jump it in. We're back in action here. OTSO on offense. 12-11. Örebro still in front.
Somebody looking a little lost for options, but scoops that flick over. Kallio, such a dynamic athlete. Underestimate at your peril.
Straight mark here from Örebro, trying to limit the Blady options and force them to swing it around.
Yeah, I really like that choice. Because actually, if you can tire OTSO's O-line, make them throw high number pass counts the same way, which is exactly what OTSO have been doing to Örebro.
The mistakes will come. Even with these teams, mistakes eventually come.
Oh, here's a stat for you. 129 total passes for the O-line of KFUM. Only 43 total passes so far in this game for OTSO.
That's one of those stats that feels right. You like it when you look at the numbers, like, yeah, that is exactly how this game feels. OTSO is much more efficient. They have made more errors, but they are more efficient when things are going right.
Yeah.
Stall out call on Kallio, uncontested though. And that's that team defensive pressure working out for Örebro. Now a very short field to work with for the break.
Salin picks it up. Immediately takes the space and exploits the poachers, trying to make their lives as easy as possible. Oh, that one's not easy though, and a miscue squanders the opportunity for a pivotal break in these late stages.
Was a miscue, also a little bit the amazing footwork by Erkanini to shut down every option that the dump was going for.
Well, fantastic defense, really pushing the limits here. Nini seeking an option. Finds Sivo. There is the set off. Somebody gets a few steps and reads it perfectly. So 12s as we have 2 minutes left on the clock.
The timing on that cut hand, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the screen, but I was watching Sambering right, you can't see it here, right when Sio gets the disc, he went in just a couple steps, pulled his man in and just went deep at the exact right time, knowing that Sio, when he's going to get it, is going to look for that blade. They just saw each other perfectly. It was incredible to watch. We might need a little bit of a wider angle. I'm sorry people at home didn't catch that one, but just incredible stuff from the Finns here. What a game, 12-12, nothing between these two teams. Scandinavian battle here. We love to see it at the Indoor Club Championships in Herning, Denmark.
Absolutely. It really is a delight and a pleasure. So can the Swedes hold on to their lead in the last few minutes of this game? OTSO with some very intelligent switching up pitch. But these blue-shirted players happy to keep going. Vitali looking a little bit threatening on that swing pass, but of course if you make a choice to take a risk, a lot of these athletes are going to then just race away to the deep space and collect those blades that have been so dynamic.
See Örebro here playing in 4 people downfield, sort of side stack with 1 person isolated.
The yell from the pitch's move. I do agree there is a little bit more just vigor and vim, ironically from OTSO, not from this younger Swedish side. They're all looking around, trying to find where the space is.
We do see Sambre here on the mark, trying to come in and get a little bit of extra power on the D-line. They need to get one more break to take the lead. Last time he came in, they managed.
But at home now. Just a light little throw. Bearden, though, opens up the break side. Oh, and just about hang ties. And that will be the one on the board with just a few seconds left on the clock. So next point, we'll apply the cap. We're within 3 of each other, but what a grab that was.
Adam Blomgren, wow. Incredible play. Team needed it because there was an incredible amount of pressure from OTSO that play. Amazing stuff from the youngster. And like you said, cap went off, but it went off after that point was scored. So we'll finish this point, add 1. It'll be either a game to 14 or 15, depending on who scores this one. Coming down to the wire here, Hannah, in this bronze medal match between the 2 Scandinavian powerhouses.
Well, this half started regulation time with Andres Ek coming on the pitch and getting a block very early. You can see him poaching off, sneaking away again. Nini. This to bring us to Universe if OTSO can punch it in. Lovely backhand around break. Somebody. Nice and easy. Staying away from the end zone. Oh, that's a great hammer. This time the throw from somebody is perfect, connecting with Erka Nini, and we are in Universe for the bronze medal.
Unfortunate there. You see Anderson actually reads this play well, peels off, but loses his footing right there. If he didn't do that, he might have had a chance to make a play. He saw it well, responded, but just couldn't keep the footwork down, and OTSO capitalizes. Hannah, we're up to Universe point here, 13-13, nothing between these teams.
Well, I have to say, even though he lost his footing on that one, there is real-time footage from the previous live stream game of Örebro of Andersson doing exactly that. Such a smart defender, really appreciating that the further the disc is away from the end zone, the more time you have to play catch-up. But can OTSO get a break here and take home the bronze, or will it be a controlled performance and the lead all game from this Swedish side?
The crowd's getting wild here. We hear chants for OTSO. We see the Örebro women there as well. The Finns and the Swedes out in full force here in Herning.
Again, plenty of passes, but there goes the big shot, and that is the bronze medal for KFUM Örebro. They put themselves in front and put themselves onto the podium. Who else? Bergholm, the saviour of this game, I think, probably my MVP, with the bronze medal catch, and the Swedes celebrate emphatically.
It's between Bergholm and Blomgren. One of those two have to take the MVP. Fantastic performance by the two, 121 years old, 122 years old. You see the future's bright in Sweden. What a great first game here we have for finals Sunday. First bronze medal match goes to the Swedes, KFUM Örebro, but a fantastic performance by OTSO as well. Just great stuff, but don't go anywhere. We have matches for you all day. We got 2 more bronze medal matches, and then, of course, the cherry on top, the gold medal matches in all 3 divisions here at ULTI.TV. Amazing stuff, Hannah. What a game.
Absolutely. And exactly, you pretty much said it all, Ravi. I've got really nothing more to add apart from the fact that I think that was such a testament to how dynamic indoors is, and also the spirit in that game was absolutely exemplary. Fantastic bodily control, despite the fact that everybody was gunning for everything, and very intense match coverage being played. Hats off to OTSO. Either outcome would have been fair, I think. Really just so little in between these two teams, and fantastic play from both. So looking at the stats from this game, I mean, exactly the story reflected in the numbers as well. The biggest thing I think, though, that's the difference between these two teams has to be the total pass counts, which we don't have the visual graphic for, but 148 passes. It was a real grinding match for Örebro. They really put in the work, and I think that was just the thing, tilted it in their favor.
Great stuff here from Örebro and OTSO. And yeah, you said it. There's 3 breaks. Actually, the real difference maker, Hannah, was that Örebro won the flip. It was just it was an even thing on both breaks, 2 different styles. But yeah, that's it. Up next, we got Outseaters versus Saku, Slovakia versus Estonia in the mixed bronze medal match. Don't go anywhere. We got more action coming at you from ULTI.TV all day.
Thank you. Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, ultimate.
OTSO.TV.